You're watching Nerdosity.
Hey, what's up, Nerdosity? This is your host, tigereycosplay, coming at you, and today I'm gonna be showing you how to design a face shell using Blender, as you can see here. So, if once you open up Blender, you'll be met with the classic. Oh, let me fix that. So I'm just using my scroller right now to go in and out. So you'll see you have the cube, the camera, the light, but you don't need any of this to make a face shell. So let's just delete these. What you do need though is a couple of things, which you can get in the description below, or you can follow along for the first 13 steps. The first 13 steps will be making the smoothed out face, basically, but I'll also add a face shell blank object into the description below if you want to just skip the first 13 steps. If you want to skip the first 13 steps, skip ahead. You should go now. Otherwise, let's stick around if you want to learn how to make your own face shell blank, basically. So, as well as the face shell blank, another thing that's also going to be in the description below is our head. So what you want to do is you want to import it in, and it's going to be an object. So I have put it in my face shell stuff. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff. So we're taking the head, importing that in. Come on, you can do it. There you go. So it's a little bit, so we have our head here. So you have one head. What you want to do is you want to do Shift D to duplicate it. Leave it right here. So now that you have two heads, now we want to hide one of the heads. Click this one, and we're going to click tab into, well, the tab goes into edit mode, so you want to change to sculpt mode. We're going to go to sculpt mode. And we're going to smooth down all of the facial features on the face. So let's click smooth. Let's look at it pretty front. So on Spider-Man face shells, you don't see the eyes or the nose or the mouth or the ears, because that would literally defeat the purpose of a face shell, because you have eyes, nose, mouth, ears. So you want to basically get rid of everything that makes you look human if you had a face, which most humans do. And because Spider-Man it's very smooth, the face shells and his face in media, whether it be the cartoons, the movies, or the comics, the only real facial feature that you can see. You know what? Let's try that one more time. Go back into skeleton mode. Okay, we want to go up here to this little butterfly, click X. That makes it so that both sides will be smooth the same. That's actually much better. You want everything to be the same, because most faces are symmetrical, and Spider-Man is symmetrical. So smooth it down to your level, how you want. Some you want to get rid of the air, that's for sure. So smooth that bad boy down a lot. If you need to increase the strength of the smooth, you can move it here, or the radius, you can move it here. So some face shells have, or some Spider-Man have smoother faces. Some Spider-Men have the chin in more, or the nose not so much. So what you can do is you can take the elastic deform and also pull out your mouth if you want, or pull out your eyes like this if you want. It just depends on the face shape that you want. So smooth it to your desired smoothness. Once we do that, we're going to then show the other head, and you can see that now that we've smoothed it, our regular head. Okay, wait. It always does this. Let's go to object mode. As you can see, this face is now, the face shell is now past the nose. So we want to fix that so that our shell is still the same size as the head. So you can move in. Well, this here is a transparent tool. And what the transparent tool does is that you can see the both of them. You can see both of them. So we're going to get to the tip of the nose, pull this guy out. We're not gonna do that. Just give me a moment. We're going to actually take our head here and scale it. Pull that out slightly. Alright. And now that you've got your face shape, you can now do any sort of tweaking. So I'll just do my own tweaking here. I'll let you do any tweaking that you want. We have a nice face shape. Let's make it so it actually kind of looks like a face shell. So we're going to add a curve. Make sure it's a Bezier curve. And we're going to scale it up so you can see it. There we go. And we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. All of the backtracking was the Z, so I'm not gonna backtrack. Just gonna do this instead. So we're going to pull that in. We're gonna move up on the Z. Gonna turn around to X. This way it should stay straight. We're going to subdivide. Let's see, I can stay straight, yep. And we're going to subdivide. Pull you down. Now we stay straight. Yep. Staying straight. Love it. Love staying straight. There's a certain sort of look or feel that I like, but you don't have to. For one, you don't have to be perfect, and for two, you don't have to have like a certain look, unless like a certain look is necessary for the certain look of the actual Spider-Man's. Spider-Man's mask. I clicked. Go out there. Just pull out a little bit more here. Yeah. Okay. Everything stayed straight? Yeah. Everything stayed straight. Alright. So, once you edit it in any way that you want, go back to we're gonna go back to outer and make sure everything is straight. If it's not straight, it's just more work and a lot more heartache for you, so make sure it's straight. Now we're going to go in here, convert to mesh. Now that our Bezier curve is converted to mesh, let's go back to edit mode. You can do that by clicking tab. Let's click A, selecting everything, and then we're going to extrude on the x-axis. So click E, then click X, and pull out. We want to pull out a nice far length, enough to cover the whole mask when you select everything and move it again on the x-axis. See? It goes through everything. See? Yeah. From there, if you want to do any more little finagles, you definitely can. For instance, if you want more of the curve, more of the chin, an easier way to do this, you can also, is by clicking this here, having a snap, basically. Pulling down G, and then use your wheel to pull out a bit, like this. Then it kind of manipulates the whole thing, the whole area. As you can see here, if you do farther, it just manipulates one, but if you do more, it manipulates the whole thing. So you can manipulate it a bit like this. Come up here, click a point, and then manipulate this. But let's try that again. Alright. Yeah, okay, so they're both just fine. Alright. So once you have it in the way that you want it, our whole curve here, we're gonna go out, make sure that this is clicked, go to the little wrench here, we're gonna add a modifier. It's gonna be a subdivision surface, nice and smooth, and we're going to change the level up to 3, and the render stays at 2. You click this within edit mode, it'll show them. So we're going to go back into edit mode. You can now see the difference. So let's change to this here. If you click off of it, right, you can see that these edges here are supposed to be. It has. Let's see. This is now not anymore straight or pointed. So what you want to do to fix that is we're going to select all of the edges. to Shift E, pull all the way out so it kind of becomes pink, pinkish purple, and then basically everything is now back to being straight. And then we're gonna go back to edit mode and apply the modifier. Then we're gonna go back into edit mode and we're going to extrude this bad boy backwards. This bad boy backwards. Make sure it's a nice extrusion level because you want to get all of the back. All of the back needs to be gone. Once that is, we're gonna go back to our object mode. We're gonna add, we're gonna click the face shell. Nope, that is not the face shell. This is the face shell. We're going to add a modifier, boolean. We're gonna do different, fast, and we're going to click the Bezier curve. And then we apply it, and then hide it. We now have a cut blank face shell. Yep, that's a face right there. Not bad, not bad. Could be better, but this is how you do it. So you can do it as much as you want, whatever you want. That's step 1 through 13 to make your own face shell object. If you don't want to have to go through all of these steps every single time and you kind of feel like this is your classic look, in case you want to do more with it, what you can do is we make sure this is clicked, everything else is hidden. Go to File, Export as a object. Then you name it whatever you want, put it wherever you want, but make sure you do selection only. Otherwise, it's going to take the Bezier curve and the head, mash them all together, and put them out there, and that's not what you want. Then you export it, and that's how you get your own little face shell. So now that we've done that, okay, now that you've gotten to the part of the show where we're past the 13 steps, let's continue on with steps 14 to the end. And this one uses, this is the face shell that I'll be using, and this is the face shell that's in the description currently. So you just have to do File, Import, Object, wherever you put your object in, and then pull it in here. We also want the head as well. Yep, see, this is how it fits onto the head, and that's how it's gonna look. Okay, so now that we're starting here, you gotta look around and see that some parts of the shell, it's a little clinging to the head a little bit too much. So from here, we click the shell, go into sculpt. We wanna pull this out a bit so that when we hollow out the why does it keep not adding the mirror modifier? I mean the mirror. I guess you have to, sometimes it stays, sometimes it seems like you have to click it every time to make sure, the little butterfly, to make sure that each side is being manipulated at once. So you want to just pull it out just a bit like that so that it's not hugging your head in a way that's unnatural. Otherwise there's no room for you to actually put it on your head.